Ooh, things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. It is time to get into spoilers regarding this amateur attempt at a Superman film directed by Mr. James Gunn, a director who I feel has never had the talent to touch a comic book movie. Now, look, before I get started, do your boy three major favors. Please hit that subscribe button. Then, after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to that platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. Now let's get into today's video. Where should I begin with this mess? I guess from the top. Now, as I described to you in my non-spoiler review, this film opens with a Star Wars inspired crawl, or should I say text. Now, in that text, it describes a battle between the Hammer of Bravia and Superman has lost this battle. Superman falls out the sky. He is beaten, battered, bruised, and bleeding. However, that scene gives me no emotional attachment. And let me tell you why. You don't get to see what happened. Maybe if I saw Superman get beat up, maybe I will feel sorry for him. However, I don't even know this dude. I don't know who the Hammer Bravia is at this time or Superman. I don't even know him. So how am I supposed to feel for this character right off back? I mean, come on, James Gunn. Now, fast forward, Superman gets healed. You saw that scene. They put the sun on him, them robots, and he goes back and he wants a rematch right on the screen there. That is the rematch. And the Hammer Bravia, or Bravia, is still there. He fights Superman again. But we find out that the Hammer of Bravia is a distraction. Lex Luthor is trying to find Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Don't know how he has the knowledge of him having a fortress. Yeah, I understand. His flight path brings him there all of the time, but he could just be going there to be chilling. However, Lex feels like he wants to find the location where Superman likes to chill. Now, the reason behind Lex needing to locate the Fortress of Solitude is because he wants dirt on Superman. Don't ask me how he feels that he can find something in the Fortress of Solitude to make Superman look bad. I don't know. It's all childish. Now, he makes it to the fortress. He gets what he needs. And guess what? What he needs is this message that has been corrupted. Let's say when Kal-El landed here in the past, it's a voiceover, and Bradley Cooper is playing as Jor-El, and he's pretty much telling them something. But the engineer, she decodes the message. Don't ask me how does something like that is corrupted because of a crash without the whole file being corrupted. Do not ask. Do not ask. It doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter. Things are just happening just to be happening. Now, we find out that Jor-El has sent Kal-El here to basically get down with our ladies and take over the planet. Now, I would like to ask someone, is that comic book accurate? Is the Kryptonians evil like that? Conquerors? Viltrumites? Is that who Jor-El and his people are? No. This man totally ruins the entire Kryptonian race with one line. That's it. And speaking of what Jor-El said, why would they play this footage? and it still has the corrupt shot in it, right? It's like it's not flowing through. It looks edited. Now, people hear about this. It spreads on the news very quickly as Lex somehow has made it onto TV from the North Pole, somewhere in New York, a metropolis, before Superman got finished dealing with the kaiju, which is the distraction. And speaking of the kaiju, this is Baby Yoda all over again. That's right. The kaiju was chilling. He ain't messing with nobody. The kaiju ain't even knocked down a building. If you ask me, Superman is at fault here. That's right. But as you know, this film is just one big, how could I say this, pile of trash. I cannot believe how bad this movie is. Now, Lex gets the okay from the government to kill Superman by all means necessary, right? So he goes to, how could I say this, cooperate with a dictator, all because this dictator has promised him half of the land that he wishes to conquer. Now, I am no DC encyclopedia, but I feel like if Lex wanted half of that land, he will buy it. Straight up. He will buy it. This is Lex freaking Luthor. I mean, come on here, James Gunn. And speaking of Lex, let me tell you how this character is totally ruined. This is not Lex Luthor. It isn't even Alexandra Luthor. I don't know who this guy is, but he isn't the character that I'm used to. Lex is not hot-headed like that. Lex is cool, calm, and collective. He is strategic, you feel what I'm saying, in his moves. He's not as vivid as James Gunn portrays him in this film. In fact, Lex will not work with that many people who knows that they are employed by Lex Luthor to do dirt. That ain't Lex, bro. Many of those people will be working and they would not understand how deep they are with this billionaire because someone else will hire them and someone else will hire them. Lex only has a handful of people who he trusts, not a whole damn group. And those handful of people he actually doesn't trust, they're just very useful to him. Yeah, you got a little bit of that, the way he treated the engineer, but this Lex Luthor man, he is over the top. Nicholas Hoult is overacting, and not to mention, I'm over it. Straight up. And let's talk about Mr. Terrific. Best part of the film. Best part of the film. However, I don't understand why will Mr. Terrific trust Lois Lane, someone who doesn't even know how to pilot a plane, to use his T-ship and never get it back. Lois was joyriding this thing for the rest of the movie. Like, come on. All right. I know I'm all over the place, but trust me when I tell you this film is a mess, right? It is all over the place. So I feel like it is okay for me to do the same. Let's jump back to the plot of this movie. I'm so sorry. So we find out that Lex has kidnapped Krypto from the fortress when he broke into it, right? So Superman decides to turn himself in. And Superman says, I'm going to turn myself in. And the next shot, his face is getting slammed to the ground. You saw that shot in the trailer. And I'm like, bro, where's the rest of this film? Where is the rest of this film? So they lock Superman up into this pocket universe, the same entrance there that you see on the screen. And he is held captive by Metamorpho. And he is making kryptonite with his hands. However, across the way, it's Metamorpho's son, Baby Joey, this alien looking creature that doesn't even look like it's his son, but Baby Joey is the reason why this man is cooperating with Lex Luthor. Now, Lex, and this goes back to me saying that this guy doesn't understand Lex Luthor. I'm talking about James Gunn. He brings in a guy who helped Superman early in the film, and he plays Russian roulette with him. Lex shoots this man. Lex doesn't get his hands dirty. This is what I'm talking about. So that brings about a change of heart for Metamorpho, right? So now Superman is weak. He makes kryptonite. I'm sorry, he makes sunlight with his hands. Superman busts out, boom, go save Baby Joey. And get this, he has to fight these operatives while Baby Joey is in his hand. They're falling into this photon river, and Baby Joey is surviving. Superman is surviving, and so on and so forth while he's trying to fight these henchmen. And it looks like something out of Minecraft. At the end of the flow of this river is a black hole. Don't ask me how any of them could be that close to a black hole and doesn't get sucked in. I don't know. I don't know. But with the help of Krypto, Metamorpho, and Superman's breath, they managed to escape the black hole. And speaking of a black hole, Superman should be able to survive that shit. I mean, what are we doing here? He doesn't need help to get away from a black hole. That's what I'm talking about when I say that this Superman is weak. All right, they escape. So now Lex, he doesn't know what Superman is. For some reason, he decides to collapse one of these portals, and it creates this rift in the planet heading towards Metropolis, right? I don't know how far this thing is from Metropolis, but it made it there pretty damn quick. I mean, it split the ocean in half. It started to split buildings in half. I don't know what the hell James Gunn was thinking about with that. But hey, at least it doesn't have a light in the sky, right? All right, so long story short, they managed to stop all of this. But in between that, Superman and Ultraman battle it out. Him and the engineer, that is that shot with them fighting in the damn baseball field. And in this shot, this scene, Ultraman kicks Superman in the nuts. And I'm like, I feel the same way as you, Kal-El. I feel like I have just been kicked in the nuts. That's right. He flat out buried those damn things. Boom, right in the children maker. Right. And I'm trying to wonder why James Gunn even have that in the film if you're trying to target this thing towards children and families. You're going to put the camera right on Superman's dick. Listen, this man has some weird fantasies, man. All right, so Superman battle it out with Ultraman and Engineer. He wins. However, throughout this battle, Ultraman's costume gets damaged. Boom. It is a clone of Superman himself. Now, for all of those out there who says that this is comic book accurate, I need for you to stop lying. Krypto is not Krypto. Lex isn't Lex. And Ultraman isn't Ultraman. He is an alternate version of Superman from a different universe. However, in this one, he's a clone. So James Gunn has taken Superboy, Bizarro, and Ultraman and has put them all into one character. And get this guy doesn't even talk. You find out that Lex controls every move. When he fights Superman, Lex predicts everything that Superman is about to do. He controls every move regarding this character. That was sickening. Let the man just fight. In fact, give him an AI so he can be able to determine what punches to throw. I don't need you talking about D12, C16, C16, 8011, 8. Come on, man. It was aggravating. It was outright aggravating. All right. Ultraman and Superman fighting. Unmasked Ultraman. They're fighting near, guess where? The black hole again. Superman kills Ultraman. That's right. Now, I know many people may say, well, Ultraman, he just fell into the black hole. We don't know if he's dead or not, 4KO. If Superman knew that he could not survive that black hole, why the hell would he throw Ultraman up in there? Think about that for a second. This is supposed to be a Superman. He is supposed to convince Ultraman to not do wrong. Yeah, I know you're going to say, well, he was a mindless being. Superman has that type of hope. He can turn a mindless being into something with compassion. And he wasn't able to do that here. All right. He comes out of the hole after he has killed Ultraman, or should I say unalived. And there's these henchmen. They all have Lex Tech suits on. Superman and Krypto fighting them. You saw that scene. Superman did the laser eye. That was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie here. However, once he makes it to that of LexCorp, or was it the ship? I thought Lex. Wait a minute. In this film, Lex departs his office from the building. You find out that it's a spaceship. However, at the end of the film, I'm not feeling like they were in the sky. I don't know. I don't know. This thing has some production issues. But anyway, he busts into there. Mr. Terrific shuts down the machine that is making the rift. And thus, he has this speech with Lex. While Lex is trying to tell us his motivation, Krypto jumps on Lex and he just starts attacking him. Lex yelling and screaming, and Superman is just standing there. Krypto, Krypto, Krypto. I'm like, Superman, do you not realize that he can kill Lex Luthor? Look at you. He almost killed your ass in the snow. But this Superman doesn't care. He's a very violent Superman, no personality, and to me, no compassion. So Krypto is attacking Lex Luthor, and he has him hanging upside down by one leg with all his ass out and stuff. And he reminds you of a Raggedy Ann doll that a 5-year-old would carry back in the days. Yeah, they went there, bro. All right, so now you fast forward to Clark Kent, or should I say Kal-El, Superman, returning to the Fortress of Solitude. I don't know what the hell he's doing there, laying on the little platform he was laying on. And then boom, Supergirl walks in. The bitch is drunk. She goes to planets with red sun so she could be able to enjoy alcohol because the metabolism is very high, and she would not be able to get drunk under a yellow sun. However, she's back under the yellow sun. She's still drunk. She calls Superman a bitch. That is the film. That is the movie that James Gunn has decided to give us, ladies and gentlemen. What is my takeaways? My takeaways is this. This film doesn't even try. It is simple. It is one that I could say is hook on phonics, right? It's like it tries to teach you DC lore. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know anything. However, the execution is bad. And not to mention, the world here, it is already established. That is a light speed compared to what a DCU tried to do. You have all these established characters. You have no attachment to them. You don't know any of these people. You don't. And after watching the film, you still don't know Superman. I don't understand exactly what James Gunn was thinking about when he made this movie. I feel like this is a low effort at a film. It's a rush job. And also, you can tell that the studio interfered with this movie. As I told you in my non-spoiler review, there's a lot missing here. A whole damn lot. I believe that they were going to show you the first battle between Superman and the Hammer of Bravia, right? But Warner Brothers cut it out. And then when this film opens up, you feel like you're in the third act of a movie. Maybe I should give you a better explanation. You know, a film trilogy goes like this. First movie, establish the character. Second movie, establish his stakes. Third movie, you give the conclusion. This movie is the conclusion. You do not get a part one, a part two. This is a part three. In fact, I will argue that this is part four. That's right. Now we do have some Easter eggs. When people was evacuating, you saw the sign said Gotham City. And I'm saying to myself, please don't go there. Whatever you do, James Gunn, do not visit Gotham City. I am not interested in anything that you have to offer regarding Batman. If your Superman is any indication as to what we're going to be getting from your DC universe, please leave Bruce Wayne out of it. Because if this was cartoonish, just imagine what the Batman would look like in this universe. Adam West? Who knows? Who knows? Now, if he does decide to go the Batman route, please adapt the Batman. What was the name of that TV series that came on Cartoon Network, man? It wasn't The Brave and the Bold. I can't remember. It was a whole CGI thing, kind of like the Green Lantern TV show. It was fire. Go that route. I'll take that route. But right now, I am not anticipating your Batman movie. Now, I understand that many people are enjoying this movie. And listen, you are free to do so. I am not trying to get in your way of enjoying James Gunn's Superman, but I need you to understand that this movie is incredibly flawed. The pacing is bad, the writing is bad, the story is bad, the villain is bad, and a lot of his execution is way off. This film was not well thought out. I feel like James Gunn came up with the script in a day, and not to mention, it doesn't have any heart in it. That is missing here. And the reason why, it is because the movie is chopped up. It's chopped up. This is a steak, right, that isn't cooked well. I'll say well done. A rubbery steak sliced up into quarter slices. Tough to chew. Not even A1 can save it. And tomorrow, we will be going over those box office numbers. And trust me when I tell you, things are not looking good for James Gunn's Superman. Domestically, yeah. But overseas, it is very telling. When I go over these numbers tomorrow, it would tell us exactly where the majority lies. I'm your boy. Hopefully you have watched this video all the way to the end and help your boy out that algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. Trying to reach that big number of 100,000 subs. So I'll be out there appreciative if you help me cross over that threshold by hitting that subscribe button. Then after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. But in the comments below, let me know, what did you think of James Gunn's Superman? Look, you're okay to like it. I'm not going to rail on you. Yeah, I know yesterday's video had me say DC for dummies, but I think tomorrow's video will also give you a better understanding as to why I say that. But if you didn't like the film, let me know exactly why you didn't. But always remember, laissez la bon temps brûler. That means let the good times roll. But let me know in the comments below.